one fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
Are you a healthy non-smoker? Solarion, one of the world's leading clinical research organizations, is seeking people like you, 19 to 64 years old with excess weight, to take part in a research study. You could earn up to $22,500 for participation. This study includes 1 10-night stay, 5 2-night stays, 1 one-night stay, and 17 returns. Learn more at helpresearch.com/dub or call 8662-13-2965.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The Electrical Workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
September 17th, 1994 was the first what? Let me think for a second.
Game against UCLA, number 13 UCLA in town. College game day was here, but that's not what he's talking about.
I played in that game. I had a couple carries in that game. You can give it to you? Please give it to me. September 17th, 1994 was the first year of the tunnel walk, and it has been going on for 3 decades later. I was there, but you don't. It was a blur. It was all a dream.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Kawasaki dealership. Score up to $2,000 off the brand new Kawasaki Ridge. Built for work or play, the Kawasaki Ridge takes off-road comfort to a whole new level. Rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of August. On or off-road, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of motorcycles and side-by-sides in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $25.60 per hour, which grows to $30.12 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $34.51 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates with increased bonuses and vacations for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, maybe I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I am a huge guy.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Thursday. This is the happy hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Stainer, it's Rico with you. What's up, Rico?
Killer.
How's the day?
Great.
It's beautiful
Fantastic outside.
It was sprinkling a little bit, but now the sprinkle has subsided and moved on, and sun is starting to peek through the clouds here in Lincoln. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, and the Starter Heyman text line are both open for you guys the entire show today, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Allo Channel 961, all places for you guys to see what's going on inside the studio. And we're going to start off the show with a special guest. Ashley Larson, board member for Link to Literacy, joins us. Ashley, thank you for hanging out. We don't have a whole lot of time with you today, but that's okay. We'll get into it. Tell the listeners a little bit about yourself. How long have you been with Link to Literacy and what you guys got going on?
Yes, I would love to. Thank you so much for having me. I've been with Link to Literacy for about a couple years. We are a fairly new nonprofit here in Lincoln, and it is our dream, it is our passion to get high quality representative books into the hands of kids, and also to provide some really good programming to establish the love of reading and to really nurture lifelong learners in our state and in our city and beyond. So that's what we're all about. And we have a really big event coming up on Saturday. So we wanted to get on air and share a little bit more about that.
And obviously that big event, we're talking about Wordstock. Wordstock, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. out at Antelope Park on Saturday. And there's a lot of details that we would certainly want to get into within the next couple of minutes. But I want to ask just kind of an overarching question. How have you seen Link to Literacy grow? Because we asked Amy that question yesterday, and she had a really good answer. But I think the perspective certainly plays a factor on how you answer that. So for somebody in your shoes, how have you seen Link to Literacy change for the better, grow, and just kind of expand in just a few short years?
Yes. So because of the way we do things, the opportunities are limitless. We are all about collaborations and partnerships. And so Link to Literacy gets to come in and get to know nonprofits that are out there doing the work. And we have the opportunity to just supplement what they're doing with literacy materials, whether that's programming or books. And so because of that model, we continue to get out in the community, get to know what's going on, keep a pulse on where the needs are at, and then opportunities arise.
So Saturday, let's talk a little bit more about the specific event. Wordstock, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We're going to be out there a little bit earlier, before 10 a.m., and we're going to be out there until almost pretty much the time closes, around 1 o'clock or so from Antelope Park, rather. Tell us a little bit about this, right? Because there's a book swap opportunity, but you don't have to bring books. You can come and take as many as you want. You can come and find something that you like and take it home with you. What are the opportunities for some that are maybe trying to get into reading or have some kids that they don't know what books to buy? What are some opportunities for them this weekend?
So Saturday is going to be a ton of fun, and there's going to be something for everyone. We have spent the last 2 months working with businesses around the city to collect books. We already have hundreds, thousands of books that will be available for anyone in the community to show up and take for free.
Okay.
We will hand you a Link to Literacy book tote, and you can fill it up. You're also welcome to bring books to swap, but you sure don't have to. On top of that, we're going to have some, we call them our celebrity readers. We're going to have some local authors, but we'll also have some former football players, which I know if you're listening to the ticket, you're going to want to know that Jay Foreman, Vershawn Jackson, Adam Carricker, they're all going to be there reading books out loud to kids so they can come to our special read aloud corner. We're going to have local food trucks with some great variety of food, nonprofits telling about the work that they're doing. There's going to be carnival games, everything. Everything is free.
Yeah.
So just come out, enjoy.
I'm certainly interested in the carnival games aspect of it. I'm gonna be honest there. I'm going to also look at some books, right? Because you guys have genres across the board. They fit every interest of every single person.
Yes.
If you like science, there's going to be science options. If you like nonfiction or fiction, whatever your cup of tea is, there are options there.
For sure.
So once again, there's also a tie-dye station, I believe.
There is a tie-dye station.
We can't forget the tie-dye station.
Never forget the tie-dye station.
So you guys will have T-shirts available for purchase. Is that correct?
Yes, we have some Peace, Love, and Books T-shirts.
Nice.
They will be white T-shirts, and you are welcome to purchase one at the event and then go to our tie-dye station and decorate those.
Last thing before we get you out of here, if people want to donate, if they want to help out in the form of volunteering, which I'm sure you guys are more than open to having volunteers this weekend, where do they need to go? Who do they need to talk to? What do they need to search?
So I would love to talk with them.
Perfect.
They can come to linktoliteracy.org. Just come to our website and you'll be able to figure out a way to get in touch with us right there on our website. And come out, enjoy it. But also, I mean, we're still looking for a few volunteers. So I would love to find a way to connect you if you're interested.
All right, there you heard it. Yeah. Linktoliteracy.org. You can talk to Ashley and come hang out with us Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. out at Antelope Park for Link to Literacy's Word Stock. Let's take a break. Ashley, appreciate you for joining us. Although it was a quick, short conversation, good stuff as always from the folks over at Link to Literacy. Once again, that's linktoliteracy.org. All right, step aside. We'll come back, continue the show coming up next.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals. Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered, whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium. Get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Kawasaki dealership. Score up to $2,000 off the brand new Kawasaki Ridge. Built for work or play, the Kawasaki Ridge takes off-road comfort to a whole new level. Rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of August. On or off-road, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of motorcycles and side-by-sides in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
The Sleep Gallery at Schaefer's can help take the labor out of your Labor Day. Rest easy with special Labor Day savings so you can transform your restless night into a perfect sleep. And it all starts on a new Serta Perfect Sleeper mattress, now with up to $700 in Labor Day savings. Or you can get up to $1,200 off on a new Beauty Rest Black mattress when you add an adjustable base. Plus, get up to 48 months interest-free. Transform your sleep and rest easy this Labor Day in the Sleep Gallery at Schaefer's.
This school year is in full swing. Students are back in class learning, making new friends, and developing new interests. I'm Tim Royers, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. Parents, communication is key to helping your child succeed. Talk with your child and with their teacher. Whether your student is a high school senior or navigating the new world of kindergarten, keep an open dialogue about what they're learning. Let's make this the best school year yet.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
Hay season is a race against time. Win that race with an all-new 1 Series round baler from Landmark Implement. The all-new John Deere 1 Series round baler is a revolutionary leap in baler technology that captures near real-time moisture and weight data that can be analyzed through Operations Center to improve your bale quality and farm efficiency. Are you ready to upgrade your hay equipment? Contact your local Landmark location for full details on the new 1 Series round baler and experience the Landmark difference.
Be sure to check out the top-selling Recomp. Recomp helps build lean muscle and strength while decreasing body fat. Recomp is ideal for men and women of all ages trying to look their best. Recomp can only be found in Nutrition Authority. For info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $25.60 per hour, which grows to $30.12 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $34.51 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacations for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Nebraska State Veterans Homes are here to serve veterans, their spouses, surviving spouses, and Gold Star parents. Join your fellow veterans and their families at one of our homes in Bellevue, Kearney, Norfolk, or Scottsbluff. With a sliding scale to determine your financial contribution, an excellent clinical team, and plenty of fun activities, our homes are the perfect retirement choice. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/homes. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You're listening to the Happy Hour.
Hola.
With Nick Sainert.
¿Tú eres un bueno worker?
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
Sí, yo muy bueno worker.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You speak English? Yes, I'm really good at English. Okay, good. Me too. Get in the car.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert and Rico with you, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, and the Starter Heyman text line are both open for you guys the entire show today. Thanks again to Ashley Larson of Link to Literacy for coming in for less than 10 minutes or so and talking about this weekend's word stock, as that'll be out at Antelope Park, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Come on out, tie-dye a shirt, all that good stuff as well. So once again, that phone number, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Allo Channel 961. You can always follow us on Twitter, Nick_Sainert at Radio Rico AC. I wanted to get into this story and get some listeners' thoughts on this. It comes from the Columbus Dispatch of Columbus, Ohio, and it's headlined, Ohio State AD Bjork talks paying NCAA athletes and maintaining 36 teams with trustees. That's what it's headlined. It talks about former Nebraska president Ted Carter in it as well. And how about this? This is the opening line from it. Ohio State University Board of Trustees' newest committee will focus on what President Ted Carter calls, quote, the front porch of the university in their athletic department. The committee met for the first time Wednesday for the purpose of aligning decision-making between Ohio State's athletic department and the trustees. Ross Bjork, who was the former Texas A&M AD that Ted Carter hired at Ohio State, said, quote,
We can't go more than 30 minutes without something changing in our landscape. One of those changes is the fact that universities starting in 2025 can opt in to share up to 22% of the average athletic revenues. That equals more than $25 million annually, Ross Bjork said, for Ohio State. So when you're talking about, once again, and this is where it gets a little bit hairy and maybe confusing, so I'll try to translate it as clear and correct as I can. So when you're talking about NIL and essentially pay to play going forward, Ohio State will have $25 million annually to divvy up. However, you take away some sports, you cut some sports, you move on from some student athletes, and you say, okay, we're going to make the lesser revenue or the sports that are not self-sustaining, we're going to cut those programs. Well, guess what? You're dividing your athletic revenue, your total athletic department revenue, by a smaller number, which means that average goes up. And in turn, you can pay more money each year to the programs that you want to win championships in. So in Ohio State's case, that's going to be football and men's basketball and potentially a couple of other sports.
So that was the two sports that were listed in the Columbus Dispatch thing. And it's saying, you talking about that, they're losing scholarships and going to roster limits.
So this is, and because of the roster limits, President Ted Carter and Ross Bjork said that they expect to lose approximately around 150 athletes next year.
That's a ridiculous number. That is a ridiculous number of people who will not be, and I know how weird it is to say, but a ridiculous amount of people who will not be going to college for a sporting event that they love to do and are really good at.
Well, we're just less than a calendar year before that able to go to a Division I university and play a sport.
Exactly. Like before, you were being told how great you were and how they were going to take care of you and do all of these things for you, and then a year later, they're saying, "Hey, there's no room for you anymore."
And so here's what's interesting. President Ted Carter said in an interview last week with the Columbus Dispatch that athletics has been self-sustaining for more than a decade, and that the University of Ohio State does not want to use taxpayer dollars or tuition dollars to support all the teams in the future. He says, quote, "We'll still have scholarships, we'll still have programs. Some of those sports," and this is the key, "some of those sports may start to look and act a little bit more like a club sport, but yet still compete at the Division I level, still travel, still compete."
What does that mean?
That means essentially we're going to not worry about some of these sports. Maybe there's less scholarships available. They're not going to put so much of the athletic revenue towards them. So that way, if they cut sports and make it a club sport specifically, then guess what? That doesn't count towards your averages that you divide it by to say, okay, what's the average revenue for our sports?
That also means it doesn't have to be governed by Title IX. Correct?
There you go. So there's that piece of it. To where the $25 million, which would be right now, is if they kept everything the same, can jump up to 32. And then you're talking about really having an unlevel playing field, essentially, because Ohio State might be willing to cut a couple of programs, and by cut, I mean make them club sports.
It's still
give them the club designation.
It's still cut.
Nebraska might not feel that way. However, you're also going to have a West Coast Conference or a mid-major program or a university, rather, say, well, you know what? If Ohio State's not going to compete nationally in lacrosse, let's compete nationally in lacrosse. So let's move some of our sports, cut some of those athletes, and really put a lot of our money, the majority of our funds and our revenue, into those quote-unquote lesser sports that Ohio State views, where a mid-major says, we're going to be able to compete for a national championship. So you're the sports that I'm thinking of the most, maybe not directly Midwestern impacted, but lacrosse is one of those.
Field
hockey for like a program like Northwestern. Does Northwestern need to look at things and say, okay, and maybe not Northwestern because they're in the Big Ten Conference, but ultimately this is an example could Northwestern sit there and say, we're not going to compete nationally for football very much for, for a national championship?
Okay,
but in field hockey, we sure do. In lacrosse, we do. And so, or softball, we could. So we're going to take away some of these other sports and put majority of our funds into lacrosse, because guess what? Duke's not. Duke's going to take away lacrosse and really hammer home men's basketball.
Okay, so that was going to be my question is so what you're saying is there's going to be, or what you're kind of guessing at or hinting at or whatever is insinuating is that there's going to be some smaller schools who decide, okay, if the bigger schools aren't going to focus on this sport, we can ourselves become a university that supports this, and then therefore you bring in some of the better athletes from around the country who compete in that sport. But
because if Ohio State cuts their hypothetically, if Ohio State cuts their lacrosse team, guess what? There's a couple good players on that team.
But think about
it. So
this
if you're
way.
Syracuse, you're not competing nationally in football. Your women's basketball isn't great. Your men's basketball has been down. Okay. Well, let's run the world at lacrosse.
That's what I was going to say. A school like Syracuse, a school like Duke, those northeast or just East Coast schools that are really good at lacrosse. What other sport would they consider it at all, making that a club sport, or what other sports would they be looking into to say, okay, if we want to truly continue to compete at this level and use the ability that universities have now to pay these student athletes, what sports are we going to cut to continue being a national power in this? Because if you think about it, the smaller schools that are already good at those sports, they're just going to cut some sports that they're not good at and continue to be the powerhouses in those sports.
Because if you win at whatever sport, and because Title IX is such a notable piece of the NCAA right now, and it has been for the last couple of years, we're talking about with women's basketball, they're going to have start to have payouts with if you make the NCAA tournament, you get a payout. Previous to this year, that wasn't the case. It was only men's basketball. If they made the tournament, then they would get payouts.
Yeah.
So now that Title IX is such a hot topic and a notable conversation point, you're talking about opportunities to where if you hammer home, all right, we're going to really go in with women's soccer. Like North Carolina is a powerhouse with women's soccer. Or if you're a hockey team, even ice hockey, right? And a team like Denver is a great example to where they're Division I in hockey. Maybe they're not Division I in some other sports. Do they cut a basketball program so that way that average that they can legally, per the NCAA decision last year, or excuse me, in the session just a couple of months ago, the average goes up, and Denver's able to really hammer home and go, we're going to really dive into the Frozen Four every single year, and we're going to try to be a hockey powerhouse if we're not already.
How many cities with multiple universities are you going, and I'm not going to say this is going to happen because it's preposterous, but how many cities with multiple universities are you going to have athletic directors potentially meet with each other and say, look, we're already really good at this. We already have the facilities and this and that and everything we need to continue being really good at this sport. But if we cut this one that you're good at, is there any chance that some of our athletes could end up, bolstering your team? And then the thing is, it would help the city. It wouldn't necessarily help certain universities if you're cutting a sport. Like, let's say a team has, Denver has a really good ice hockey team, but their men's basketball team, I don't know if their men's basketball team is very good or not, isn't very good. And they decide, okay, we're going to stop doing this, but, I don't know if there's what other university is close to there that's not, Colorado or Colorado State. They decide to cut their basketball team. They send their athletes to this team who just discontinued their ice hockey squad because it wasn't as good as Denver was. And their men's basketball team then rises up. Like, what are the odds that could happen where ADs are like, look, let's work together and helping each other?
I'd be interested.
I don't see it happening.
I'd be interested because it's going to turn eventually, especially for a program like Nebraska, a university like Nebraska, or the Big Ten, SEC, Big 12 type of institutions, and ACC obviously in this as well. It's going to turn into an arms race, and everybody knows it's going to center around football and probably men's basketball for the most part. Those are the two that it's going to really center around. Maybe a couple places like in Nebraska, you potentially have volleyball in that conversation.
What about South Carolina with women's basketball?
Exactly.
But UConn, who hasn't been very good in football. I mean, they're not going to cut their football team, but hasn't been very good in football, but dominant in women's basketball.
What I'm getting at, though, is like Troy Dannon's going to have to make this decision because it takes one set of an AD and a president to kind of get the ball or at least the conversation rolling. And right now, Ohio State with Ross Bjork, their AD, and Ted Carter, their president, they've gotten that conversation going. Because once again, if you're just now joining us, they mentioned, and this is a quote from Ted Carter, their president, said that, if I can find it really quickly, here we go. It's going to, some of those sports may start to look and act a little bit more like a club sport, but yet they will still compete at the Division I level. And so that's also another piece is like when you know that you don't have full interest from your athletic department, you realize how difficult it is going to be just to operate as a whole. Like the coaches are going to be aware that they're down lower on the totem pole, and maybe they already are. Like they're not idiots.
What's the pay look like for a club coach?
Or for a sport that has a coach that feels like a club.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that. Yeah.
And so like they're not idiots, obviously. But what is that? How does that make you feel? Or how hard is it to recruit when you know we're lower on the totem pole and they're, even if we win at a high level,
they don't care.
For the most part, nothing's going to change. And if anything, things might get more drastic and more extreme. Because once Ohio State cuts a couple programs or at least defunds a couple, and more money goes to Ohio State's football department specifically, well, then guess what? Florida might do the same thing, or Michigan might do the same thing. Well, then guess what? Ohio State's going to say, well, we need to make a more extreme decision.
You don't want to be caught behind the eight ball.
It is
in
this
situation.
arms race.
Yeah. You don't want to be the team that hasn't cut 3 sports to fund your football program and get those 5 stars. Because if you're already behind Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama, like you're already there. You don't want them to end up cutting 3 sports and have that much more money going towards their football program where there's no chance that you get a 5-star if he's trying to decide between your school and Ohio State.
And obviously a lot of this is speculation on what could happen in the future. But what we do know factual is that next year, starting next fiscal year, universities can opt in to share up to 22% of their average athletic revenues. Ted Carter and Ross Bjork said that right now, Ohio State would be able to share with their players on average, because of the average, more than $25 million annually. Whew, which is a lot.
Yeah.
Right? That's a decent amount of money. 25 million divided by your 120 football players. Now you're probably not paying every single person the same thing. But hey, guess what? If you only have to make that average divided by, a program that's maybe losing $300,000 a year, then you're gaining money saving money rather.
Yeah.
Because that $300,000 stays in your pocket, which means the total number, the gross amount is going to be higher. And now you don't have to worry about adding or including that program into your number to divide by to find the average. Hey, guess what? We just found a way to make an extra $3 million that we can divvy up. $3 million puts you at a decent start for a women's basketball program, or for a softball program, or a men's basketball program. I mean, there is going to be decisions made, and Nebraska having an athletic director like Troy Dannon, who is very football centric, football minded, football oriented, hopefully it positions them into a spot. Now, what does that mean for the other programs on campus? We don't know. That's still yet to be determined. But once again, because of the comments that were made from Ross Bjork and Ted Carter up in Columbus, Ohio, and from the Columbus Dispatch, you can find the story at dispatch.com, by the way. It's going to get the conversation rolling about what do we need to do to position ourselves for a good spot in the future.
GBR Jeremy on YouTube says, show me the money. Lower operating costs means more profit, less players to pay NIL money out to, which, yeah, that makes sense. So you're going to have some of these sports who aren't, having 150 people on their roster, maybe have a chance to stick around because they're not having to fly that many people all the way out to Oregon, all the way out to Washington, USC, UCLA,
you schedule
Rutgers.
more regionally. You don't care about RPIs.
Every once in a while, you'll head out there from time, but it's not going to be as often.
Like baseball is one of those that at some Big Ten institutions I'm looking at, like you're not going to see them play in big tournaments. They don't care about RPIs. Like they'll still fund a baseball program. They're not going to go to tournament. Like they don't care.
Sport that I'm worried about is track and field.
There you go.
It's a lot of people.
It is a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
And they threw the number and said, we expect around 150 student athletes to be no longer at our university because of these decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So there you have it. Let's take a break. When we come back.
Real quick, university like Stanford that has
yes
all of the sports. What does that mean for them? Especially now that they're in the ACC.
Exactly. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we will bring in Austin and Strick for the crossover. Get you ready for On the Block with Strick and Austin. Coming up next on 93.7 The Ticket.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
It's hard to choose a favorite at Hog Wild, but I'd have to say it's their award-winning ribs. Hog Wild buys their meat from those who share their high-quality standards, then hand rubs each slab with their famous seasoning blend and slow smokes them over hickory each and every day for flavor and tenderness you're gonna keep coming back for. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com. Serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
Looking for a place to host a one-of-a-kind private game day experience for your staff or clients? Courtyard Marriott downtown is just blocks from the stadium and steps away from all the fanfare. You'll enjoy use of an entire entertainment space, including outdoor courtyard, accommodations for 250-plus guests. Party starts 3 hours before kickoff, and they'll clean up while you go and enjoy the game. Call Courtyard Marriott at 402-904-4800 for more info or to book your pregame party today. Limited dates available.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
You've seen them come and go. Franchise testosterone clinics that pop up and then whoosh, they're gone. These franchise clinics quickly find out it's not easy to compete with Limitless Male. Limitless is locally owned and operated with a flawless protocol that has elevated them to be the best in men's testosterone replacement and sexual performance. By adding GLP-1s, our patients are losing weight in a healthy way. To feel your optimal best, schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Alexa, Play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
NEPCO is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. NEPCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEPCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Husker Nation, your women's basketball team is gearing up for another incredible season, and you can be right in the heart of the action. Get your season tickets today and guarantee your spot for another year of Husker dominance. Witness every key basket, every clutch steal, and celebrate every victory with the most dedicated fans in the nation. Don't wait. Head over to huskers.com/tickets and secure your seat for this unforgettable season. Go Big Red.
Play ball! Looking for the ultimate change-up from the typical family night? How about a Grand Slam good time with friends and coworkers? Then unleash the fun at Haymarket Park with an action-packed, thrilling season of Salt Dogs baseball. Choose from 50 home games now through August with daily and weekly specials your whole pack can enjoy, including group discounts. Don't miss out on the magic and the excitement. Strike three, you're out! Visit saltdogs.com to reserve your tickets today. Unleash the fun.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
Look at him and tell me there's a God.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary. Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the show, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com, the Happy Hour. Nick, Rico, Stricky, and Austin. What's up, gentlemen?
How we doing, fellas?
That's a fact. Hey, Stricky. Hey, Stricky Nicky. What's up?
What's up, my boy?
Good to see you.
Always.
Guys, so Aiden Childs, I have to mention this.
Yeah, your boy.
Your boy. It is somewhat my boy. No, not somewhat. That's your boy. Now more my boy. My man. Here's the deal. He is the transfer quarterback from Oregon State, followed Jonathan Smith to East Lansing, is going to be the starting quarterback for Michigan State this season. He was asked for a statement ahead of Michigan State's opening game next weekend and said, like I said before, if you bet, take the over. Aiden Childs. There you have it. I'm not sure if it's legal for him to say that.
Is he allowed to say
I don't know if he can say that, but now Aiden Childs said it. If you bet, take the over. Michigan State football.
What is the over?
New era under Jonathan Smith.
The woodshed, baby.
Not anymore.
No, it's still the woodshed.
Hey, if enough Michigan State players bet the over, then can go from a woodshed to a brick shed.
Hey,
so brick shed to a metal shed.
So Michigan State, they open up the season next Friday against Florida Atlantic.
Tom Herman, Casey Thompson.
Is he still there?
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Probably not.
So,
I think
Tom Herman, at least.
I think Casey either graduated
I think
or
Casey's
entered the
gone.
portal.
I think Casey's gone.
One of those is true.
But Tom Herman is still around.
Shout out to Tom Herman.
Is he not?
Casey Thompson. I'm searching Casey Thompson.
Shout out the Owls.
Yeah, Tom Herman's still there.
Remember, Casey Thompson is at Oklahoma this year.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget.
That's right.
Not the starter, though.
Not the starter.
That's right.
Certainly not the starter.
Week 5 before he takes over for Jackson Arnold?
No. Jackson Arnold's good.
Tell that to Arizona.
I will.
Former Oklahoma backup quarterback General Booty.
Louisiana Monroe.
Yes.
Starting quarterback.
Yeah.
He was named the starter.
That's old news.
No, but he was named the starter. I'm just saying. General Booty. Starter at ULA.
Unbelievable. Freaking Rico is going to come up with a name.
That's a real name.
I know. But he's going to throw it out.
He
had to do it. He had to
talk about it. You remember John David Booty?
No.
USC's quarterback against
USC
Nebraska.
Quarterback?
When they came to Lincoln,
you
and Nebraska went out there.
Remember him?
Yeah, I believe he played for the Vikings,
Shout out
or
to
at least
JDB.
wore a Vikings jersey.
When we went out to play them in Cali? Is that when or when they came here? Or
Yeah,
they
he was
never came
taken
here?
by the Vikings in the 5th round. That was right.
Yeah, he was.
I believe he was their quarterback for. No, that would have been after. Wait, was it 2000?
He was 2010s, wasn't he?
No, he was 2008. So 2006, 2007. Yeah, I'm on the NFL page, not the college.
Because Nebraska went out there in 06. They came here in 07.
7. And I believe he would have been there for both games. Yeah, he started both those games.
USC came to Lincoln for a vacation. That was not great.
Yeah, well, USC won in 07, 49-31.
That was game day.
It was. Sam Keller with 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Marlon Lucky was the leading rusher, 17 carries, 33 yards.
Oof.
Leading rusher.
In 2006, John David Booty
7 catches for 80 yards.
was 25 of 36 for 257 yards and 3 touchdowns for the game in Los Angeles. And then in 2007,
I was at that game.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Mhm.
Nice. He was 19 of 30 for 144 yards and 2 touchdowns in the win in Lincoln.
Eric Hollywood Strickland.
I just hated them continuously doing this. I couldn't stand it.
Fight on.
How about this? In that 07 game, Nebraska led the time of possession. They had 18 minutes of possession time. They had 28 first downs, which is 6 more than USC. They had 420 total yards of offense, and they still lost 49-31.
Wow.
It's a fake 31.
Yeah. Well, they got a 2-point conversion.
Well, let's compare those stats to
Don't
Nebraska and USC in the Holiday Bowl.
Ooh. I think
I got the Holiday Bowl stats.
I think
pulling
Kyler
up right now.
Reed was big in that game.
Your boy.
My boy. Very
Our
much
boy.
so.
We are team.
You both
team Kyler.
I knew
Oh,
that
yeah.
Nick was a big Kyler Reed.
Yeah,
I didn't know
yeah.
Austin was.
Yeah.
You learn something new
Big
every day.
Kyler. Nebraska outgained USC 525 to 515.
Okay.
Nebraska got 6 more first downs than USC in this game.
Just like this.
28 to 22.
No way.
I kid you not.
Wow.
Nebraska had 9 more minutes time of possession. 34 minutes to 25 minutes.
How did Kyler Reed do in that game?
Let's see here. Box score. Kyler Reed was not a factor. Ethan Carter. Ethan had 2 catches for 25 yards. DeMornay went 8 for 102 and a tutty. Westerkamp 3 for 81 with a 65-yard touchdown.
Air it out.
Kenny Bell 7 for 71 and a touchdown. Amir 27 carries, 88 yards. Tommy Armstrong 12 carries, 41 yards.
Was this the
Cody Kessler 23 of 39, 320 yards, 3 tutties and a pick.
Wow.
Was this the USC team with the D tackle who ended up getting drafted by the Jets? Was that this USC team? I cannot remember. It's Leonard something.
Floyd.
I don't remember. I just remember Leonard for some reason.
Well, Nelson Aguilar was on that team.
Nelson Aguilar.
Adoree Jackson returned the kickoff for a touchdown. Nebraska actually held USC scoreless in the 4th quarter.
Wow.
Jeez.
But problem is Nebraska only scored once. Touchdown, 2-point conversion, and that was it.
So I know Kyler Reed used to be on the Highland staff. He is not anymore. That's unfortunate.
Highlands Golf Course staff?
No, Highland Community College. Unfortunately.
How
Not
many yards
anymore.
do we think Kyler Reed had in his career?
Not enough.
That part.
Leonard Williams.
Leonard Williams. There it is.
Round
Kyler
1,
Reed.
pick 6 in the 2015 draft.
So he played 24, 36. He played 50 games at Nebraska. Had 67 catches for 1,063 yards and 11 touchdowns.
That's it.
Not used enough.
22 catches, 8 of which were touchdowns as a sophomore.
His senior year was really good.
His senior year, 24 for 357 and 2 tutties.
Not good.
His sophomore year was the better year.
Okay.
And see, this is what I go back to in the Fedoni conversation. Let's just bring this full circle for people that are hating.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Fedoni could have been Kyler Reed.
Yes.
He could have been Kyler Reed. Athleticism is a little bit gone. He'll still be fine, but Kyler Reed is probably going to end up with a better career than Thomas Fedoni. And even Kyler Reed was underutilized.
Okay.
But could you blame the injuries? I will blame I feel like
Are you struggling to look over those computers?
I am struggling. I have to every time I have to look. I gotta see Austin. It's either I look over the computers or I have to
this better?
Or I have to lean over here and then you can't hear me. So I'm short. It's a problem. The knee injuries really obviously derailed the entire Thomas Fedoni experience.
Potentially, but also maybe he still struggles to get on the field. Maybe it doesn't click right away. So yes, the knee injuries are the obvious thing to blame. But again, before Thomas Fedoni came, he was potential, and now he is his production. So you can blame the knee injury, but there's a butterfly effect that we can't necessarily project what would happen without the knee injury.
Well, then let's go back in time.
What's coming up on the show today, gentlemen?
R.I.P. Joey Votto's baseball career.
Yeah.
That's a seminal player in my childhood. So we need a moment for Joey Votto, and there's some other pretty big names that made it to the Blue Jays AAA team that never actually played for the Blue Jays.
Okay.
We'll go through a list of those players. Stuart Mandel laid out the case for top 10 Nebraska. And we didn't get a chance to go through the single-digit players and how many of them get drafted next year and in the future. That's how we'll lead off hour 2 of the show.
There you go. All right. Well, make sure you stick around. On the block with Strickland Austin is coming up next. Let's hear it for Eric Strickland in this crossover. Great performance from Eric Strickland.
Great job.
I think he said about 3 words. Great job from Eric Strickland. Great job from this young lad.
Great job, Hollywood.
It's always good to talk to you, Stricky. Big USC Fight On fan.
Fight on.
There you have it. On the block, Strickland Austin coming up next.
Yes.
You've seen them come and go. Franchise testosterone clinics that pop up and then whoosh, they're gone. These franchise clinics quickly find out it's not easy to compete with Limitless Male. Limitless is locally owned and operated with a flawless protocol that has elevated them to be the best in men's testosterone replacement and sexual performance. By adding GLP-1s, our patients are losing weight in a healthy way. To feel your optimal best, schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
The Sleep Gallery at Schaefer's can help take the labor out of your Labor Day. Rest easy with special Labor Day savings so you can transform your restless night into a perfect sleep. And it all starts on a new Serta Perfect Sleeper mattress, now with up to $700 in Labor Day savings. Or you can get up to $1,200 off on a new Beauty Rest Black mattress when you add an adjustable base. Plus, get up to 48 months interest-free. Transform your sleep and rest easy this Labor Day in the Sleep Gallery at Schaefer's.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure.